types of function. Function This is the types of function. Function has two major category: library function, which is also called predefined function, user defined function. Okay, user defined function. Library function or predefined function is further divided into two major category: with argument, function with argument, function without argument. Okay, here user defined function is also categorized into two major category: with function with argument, function without argument. Okay class, example of library and predefined functions are printf, scanf, printf, scanf, gets, puts, gets ch, etc. These are the predefined function. Okay, user defined function such as main. Main is a user defined function. Only the keyword main is predefined, but main function is user defined. Okay class, and other functions that whose body user will define or fall in this category. Okay, all those functions whose body is defined by user is called user defined function. Okay, such as main function. Main is a user defined function. So this is the type of function. Now we are going to describe call by value and call by reference. Here void main, int a equal to 10, comma b equal to 20, printf %d, this %d print A and this %d print B. Okay class, now swap is a function which is called here and supply the argument A and B. A and B are called argument here. Swap is a function which is called here. Now printf %d print A, %d print B. Okay class, A comma B. And this main block is closed here. This main block is closed here. Now void swap int x int y. Okay, here int t is a third variable which is used for swapping two numbers. X is assigned to t, x is assigned to t, x is assigned to t, and y is assigned in x, and t is assigned to y. Now value has swapped. Now values are swapped. Printf %d print swapped value x comma y. Here value is swapped. Here value is swapped, and this block is closed here. Class, there are two functions. There are two user-defined functions. One is a main is a user-defined function, and second one is a void. Void is a user-defined function. Printf is a predefined function. Okay class, here in this program we swap value of two numbers using third variable. Okay, so this swap function is defined after the main function. That's why there is a need to declare the function prototype above the main. There is no space. That's why we do not declare the function prototype. In the main we have to declare function prototype void swap int comma int semicolon in the above. Okay, there is no space basically. That's why we do not declare the function prototype of this function. Okay class, program execution start from main. Int a equal to 10, b equal to 20. A and b, there are two integer variable whose value are 10 and 20. Printf %d. This %d print a and this %d print b. Here 10 and 20 will be printed. Here 10 and 20 will be printed because a have 10, b have 20. 10 and 20 are printed there. Now control comes to swap. Swap is a function. Okay class, swap is a function. Any valid name followed by parenthesis is recognized as a function. Any valid name, class, any valid name, this is the valid name ABC followed by parenthesis is recognized as a function. X, this is also function. X is a valid name followed by small bracket is recognized as a function. So in this program, anything followed by small bracket is recognized as a function. So here there are three functions: main function, swap function, and printf function. Okay class, main and swap function are user defined. Printf function is predefined. Okay, so when control comes to this line, this is the function, the whole main function temporarily suspended and this swap function temporarily will active. Okay, so whatever in this function will be executed. Okay, so here when control comes to this swap function, the whole main function temporarily suspended, control comes to swap function execute all things within it. So class, here control comes to swap and swap function is called with argument a comma b. A and b both are argument here. A and b both are argument. Okay, so A is received in X and B is received in Y. Okay, swap is called swap function. This is the swap function from here to here. Here swap function is defined. Here swap function is defined and here swap function is called. Okay class, and we have to declare the function prototype here of this function because this function declared after the main function. That's why there is a need to declare the function prototype above the main. There is no space, that's why we do not declare it, but you have to declare the function prototype above the main. What will be the function prototype of this swap? Here void swap small bracket int comma int small bracket close semicolon. Basically you have to copy this line and put semicolon here. Copy this line and put semicolon in the last here. Okay class, and remove the variable x and y. There is no requirement of variable x and y in declaration of function prototype. So class, when you call this swap function, when control comes to swap function, the whole main function temporarily suspended and swap function, where swap function is defined, temporarily active, and whatever in this function will be executed. So what will be? Control comes to here, so value of a receive in x, value of b receive in y variable. Okay, here a and b both are argument and x and y both are parameter. Class, this is the argument. A and b are argument, x and y are the parameter. It has another name. A and b are actual argument, x and y are the formal argument. Okay, when you say a and b argument, then you will say x and y is a parameter. When you say a and b actual parameter, then you can say x and y formal parameter. Okay class, so a and b are argument, x and y are the parameter. Class, you can also write here a and b. You can also write a and b here. Here a and b, you can also write a and b. This a and b are different from this a and b. Compiler differentiated. Compiler treated this a and b as an argument and this a and b as a parameter. Okay class, so you can write same name, whatever is written here, you can also write the same name here also. So You can write a and b also here. So here x int x and y. So value of a is received in x, value of b is received in y. Now we declare third variable t. With the help of third variable, we are going to swap value of x and y. Okay. So whatever in x is assigned to t, whatever in y assigned to x, whatever in t assigned to y, value are swapped with the help of t. Value of x and y have swapped here. Okay. Now we are going to print x and y. Printf %d x comma y. This %d print x, this %d print y. Okay class, this swap function is closed here. So class, when control comes to this set of statement will executed. This swap function will executed. So here you will get 20 and 10. Value have swapped. So you will get here indirectly 20 and 10 because value have swapped. Class, when control comes to this %d print a, this %d print b. Okay. So what will be the result? Here 10 20. Class, here a have 10, b have 20. Class, modification done in this function does not affect the value of this function, because here function is called by value. Class, here swap function is called by the value. Here a have value, b have value, not address. A and b have value, not address. A have value 10, b have value 20. Swap is called by value, not by address. That's why modification done in this swap function does not affect value in a and b. Value in main function, that is a and b. So here value of a is still 10, value of b is still 20. So result will be 10 and 20. Okay class, result will be 10 and 20. When you call a function by the value, the modification done in that function does not affect the value in main function. So that's why value of a is still 10, value of b is still 20, because here value a is 10 and value of b is 20. Okay. So this is the call by value. Class, this is the example of call by value. Function is called by the value. So this is the example of call by value, because swap function is called by the value, not by the address. And class, its output is important here. You have to know, here will be 10 and 20. Here 20, 10, 10, 20. Okay. Class, this is the called function. Swap is a called function and main is a calling function, because main calling the swap function here. Main function calling the swap function here. That's why main is called calling function and swap is called function. Okay, the function who calls the other function is called calling function, and the function who is called by other function is called called function. So swap is a called function and main is a calling function. Okay, now another problem is call by reference. Now we are going to describe call by reference. Reference means address, or call by address. Call by reference or call by address. Both are same things. So in call by address, we have to supply here address. This is the call by value. So call by address, we have to put m% here, m% here. So there is no space, we are going to remove it and write it again. Swap m% A, m% B. Now class, address of A and B, address of A and B is supplied here. Okay, previously here is A, that's why value is supplied. Here m% A, that's why address of A is supplied. So here is the address, so there is a need to change here also. Class, there is a need to change here also, because this is the normal variable and this is the, here is the address supplied. So normal variable cannot hold the address. We have to make it pointer so that it can hold this address. So we are going to make it pointer. So how is pointer declared? By applying the asterisk before variable. Before variable. Now x and y becomes the pointer variable. Now x and y can store address of A and address of B. Address of A, not here, 10 is not supplied here. Here address of A is supplied and this x is holding this address. Address of B is supplied, y is holding this address. Okay class? So x is the address, t is a normal variable, x is a pointer variable, make it value. Now this value is assigned to t, make it value. Actually we will study pointer later, so there is no need to worry here if you don't know the pointer. Okay, this is the pointer concept basically. Now here is x, basically here is a x and y are the pointer variable, it has address. Okay, it has address, make it value, because %d print the value. So make it value. This is the y contain the address, make asterisk here. So asterisk made this y, content of this y is a value. So %d print x, %d print asterisk y. So here value is printed, not address. Here value is printed. Here value is printed. So this is the call by address, because here addresses are passed. In this function addresses are passed, that's why this is the call by address, not call by. Program execution start from main. int a equal to 10, b equal to 20, %d, this %d print a, this %d print b. So a had 10, b had 20, so result will be here 10 and 20. Control comes to swap. When control comes to swap function, whole main function from here to here temporarily suspended, and this swap function where this function is defined. So swap function is defined here. This function will be active temporarily. Okay. So address of A is supplied here, address of B is supplied here, address of A is stored in x pointer variable and address of B is stored in y pointer variable. Okay class, B using here third variable, t is a normal variable. So t can store the value, that's why B cannot assign x. B cannot assign x because x has address, t can store only the value. That's why B make it value. Okay, now value, this value is assigned to t, this value is assigned to x, and this value is assigned to y. Printf %d asterisk x comma asterisk y. So here value is swapped class, here value is swapped using third variable, using concept of pointer. So here value printed, here 20 printed, here 10 printed. So here 20 printed and 10 printed because class swap has printf. So here 20 and 10 will be printed. What will be the result here? This %d print A, this %d print B. Now here values change. Here value is swapped. 10, 20 and 10. Class, when you call a function by using address, okay, then modification done in that function will affect in the variable of main function or calling function. So main is a calling function, whatever here modified is affect here also. So here value of x and y has changed, value of x and y have changed, so this change will also reflect in this main function. So value of a becomes 20, value of b becomes 10, so here value of a becomes 20 and b becomes 10 now, because we call swap function by the address. This is the call by address. Here we call the swap function by a comma b, by the address. Okay class, this is the example of call by reference and call by address, and this is the output of this program. These are the output of this program. Okay class, okay class, we are going to remove this again. Now it becomes call by value. Now it becomes call by value because a and b have value. Now it becomes call by value again. Now this programs becomes call by value again. Okay, here value is passed, a and value of a and b is passed here. A and b are argument, x and y are the parameter, a and b are the actual argument, x and y are the formal argument. Class, x has data type int. Why x has data type int? Because x is receiving the integer value. That's why x data type is int. Class, x receive the value of a, and a value of a is integer, here integer. That's why we have to make x is data type int, y is data type int, because x and y are receiving the integer value from here. Okay, a and b both are receiving the integer value. That's why x and y has integer data type. Okay, swap is a called function, swap is a called function, main is a calling function. Void main int num comma I comma f equal to 1. Basically here we are going to calculate the factorial, okay, through the function printf enter the number, printf enter the number, enter the number for factorial, enter the number for factorial. So user input number through the scanf %d m%num. Num variable has number, num variable has number. Calculate the factorial. Okay, now we have number for calculate the factorial. So I equal to num, for loop I equal to num, I is greater than r equal to 1, I plus plus, I plus plus. Okay class, f equal to f into I. For loop is closed here. Printf factorial equal to percent d f. Here main is closed. Result will be here. Result output क्या होगा इसका? Output होगा factorial equal to, in place of percent d, this value is written. So 6 for, if num has 3, then factorial will be 6. Okay, so output will be this. This is the output. Factorial equal to, in place of percent d, f will be printed. So if num has value 3, then factorial of 3 is 6. So here is 6. Class, program execution start from here. Int num, int I, int f equal to 1. There are 3 variable num, I and f. There are 3 variable, integer variable. Printf enter the number for factorial. User input percent d and percent num. Num has integer value for which we are going to calculate the factorial. So num has integer value which user had input through the keyboard. Okay, here I equal to num, I is greater than r equal to 1, I minus minus, sorry, here I minus minus, I minus minus, f equal to f into I. This loop is closed. When control exit from this loop, f has factorial value, print percent df, printf print percent df. Okay class, so this factorial is printed here and main is closed here. Output will be 6 in case of 3. Suppose user input here 3. So num has 3, I equal to 3, I is greater than r equal to 1, I minus minus. This loop execute for 3, 2 and 1. Loop execute 3 times, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so first time num has value 3, I have value num has value first time 3. So here 3 is greater than 1, yes. F is initially value 1. Okay, f has initial value 1. F equal to f into I, 1 into I have value 3, 1 into 3 assigned to f. Next time I minus minus, this decrement work in the last of the loop. So I minus minus, I becomes 2 is greater than 1, yes. F into 2, f has current value 3 into 2, 6. This 6 assigned to f, I minus minus, I becomes, this I minus minus work in the last of the loop. Again I minus minus, 2 becomes 1 here, 1 is greater than r equal to 1. Equal condition will satisfied here. True, this is true. Once again, f currently has value 6. Now 6 into 1, 6, this 6 assigned to f. Now f has 6 and this I minus minus work in the last of the loop. So here will be 0. 1 minus 1 becomes 0 and 0 is greater than or equal to 1. No. Condition not satisfied. This condition is false. That's why control exit from this loop. So when control exit from this loop, f has value 6, printf factorial equal to percent df. This percent d print this f. So f has 6. So here 6 is printed. So what will be the actual result? Factorial equal to, in place of percent d, this f will be printed here. So factorial equal to factorial equal to 6. So output will be factorial equal to 6. Class, this program is normal. There is no concept of function. We are going to calculate factorial using the function here. Okay class, this is the normal program. There is no use of function, but here we are going to use function. Void fact int This is the prototype class. Okay, void main, okay, here int num, printf enter the number for factorial. Okay, so we are not going direct, we are going to input scanf %d num has value. Okay class, now we call the fact function. Fact, here is num is supplied. Function fact is called, num is supplied here. Okay, and this main function is closed here. Void, this function is now defined here. Void fact, here is a int x. Okay, here is a int I for loop, comma f equal to 1 to calculate factorial. We initialize f equal to 1. Okay, here for I equal to x, I is greater than r equal to 1, I minus minus. Okay, f equal to f into I, and this loop is closed here. After this loop you have factorial and print this f which has factorial %d factorial equal to %d f. Okay, and this function is closed. This function is closed here. Class, this is the program with use of function, and this is the program without function. Here function is called here. Okay class, so program execution from the main start from here. Void main int num is a variable declared here. Okay, %d m%num, now num has value whatever you want to enter. Suppose the value is 3 here. So fact num, this fact function is called here with argument num. So num is a value, so this is the call by value. Num has value, not address. Here user input the value, so fact function is called by the num has value, so fact is a call by value. So this is a call by value. Okay class, so when control comes to here, this main function, this whole main function is closed temporarily, is suspended temporarily, and this fact function where this fact function is defined is executed. Okay, so here is supplied num, so this num value, the value of this num variable is received in variable x, and x has data type in, because num has integer value and we have to make x as an integer data type. Okay, because num is also integer, so that's why we make x as an integer data type. So whatever is supplied here is received in x. So num is a argument, x is a parameter, num is a actual argument, x is a formal argument. Okay class, so here is a num, value of num is received in x variable. Now we have value that we want, we have value for what we are going to calculate the factorial. int I, we declare I for loop, f equal to 1. Okay, so I equal to x, I is greater than r equal to 1, I minus minus, f equal to f into I. Initially f has value 1 into I have value x. Suppose here user supply 3, so 3 will be here, 3 will be here, So first time value of x will be 3. So 1 into 3, 3 is assigned to f. I minus minus work in the last. So value of x, that is the 3, becomes 2 now. 2 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes. Current value of x, value of f currently has 3. 3 into current value of I, that is the 2 now. 3 into 2, 6. 6 is assigned to f. I minus minus 2 becomes 1. 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes. Equal condition will hold here. So condition is true. In case of condition are true, f into I executed. F has current value 6. I have value 1. 6 into 1, 6. This 6 assigned to f. I minus minus 1 becomes 0 here. 0 is greater than or equal to 1? No. When this condition will false, the control exit from this loop. Okay. Now f has value 6. Factorial equal to, in place of %d, this will be printed. Factorial equal to 6. So here 6 is calculated. Now class, this program is done by another method. Okay. Here int fact int. This is the prototype class. This is the prototype. Void main int main. Now you can also apply int because class. Okay. In place of void you can also apply int. Int main is universal for all compiler. Void main is not universal for all compiler. Okay class. Void main work in Turbo C and Turbo C++ only. But int main is universal for all compilers. Int main int num printf enter the number, printf enter the number for factorial, enter the number for factorial, number has inputted here. Okay. Now we call fact function. Fact num is called, and here is a. We should declare here also a. Okay class. Printf f, printf a, printf %d a is printed here in the main, and main is closed here. Here int fact int x. Okay. If x double equal to 0, return 1. Else return x into fact bracket x minus 1. And closing of this function. Problem is same. Problem is write a program in C to calculate the factorial of a given number. Okay. Here we calculate the factorial in 3 different ways. In this program there is no use of function. This is the normal program to calculate the factorial. This is program where we use the concept of function. but normal function. Here we are calculate the factorial using the recursive function. There is a function that is the recursive, there is a function that is the normal function, and there is a no function. So class, factorial is calculated in three different ways. Okay, this is the normal function, this is the, sorry, there is no function, there is a concept of function because this is the function is called here, and this is the function that is the called here, but this fact function is recursive function because this function call itself here. So this fact function is called recursive function because this fact function is called here. Again, this is the example of factorial. So we are going to describe this function. So program execution start from here. Okay, enter the number %d, num variable has number that we want to calculate the factorial, and this number is supplied here. Okay, so fact function is called here. When control comes to this line, this fact function, the whole main function temporarily suspended and fact function temporarily will active. So num is supplied here is received in this function. If x is 0, suppose user input here 0, here will be 0, here will be 0, so this function return 1. If value is 0, factorial is 1. That's why this function return 1 in case of x is 0. When x will be 0, this fact function return factorial 1. Okay, because factorial of 0 is 1. Other than 0, if value is 1, value is 2, value is 3, 4, 10, 20, other than 0, this else statement will execute. Return, there is a return class, return x into fact x minus 1. So how it will work? Suppose user and input here 3. Suppose user input here 3. So 3 will be supplied here. Okay, so when control comes to this line, this program will be executed. 3 will be here because 3 is here, so 3 will be supplied here, 3 will be here. So here is 3. So 3 equal to 0? No. Else will be executed. So else will be executed. Return x into fact x minus 1. Suppose 3 is supplied. So here return x class, again here return x into fact and x minus 1 here. Okay, so here x has value 3, first time 3 because user supply 3 for factorial. Okay, so here is 3, here is fact, and here is 3 minus 1, that is the 2. Okay class, now we have to calculate factorial with value 2. Here we calculate the factorial with value 3. Now here we are going to calculate factorial with value 2. Means this factorial function call itself with decremented value. Okay, fact function is called again, it's again call itself with value 2 now. Previously value 3 now, but this time with one value decremented. Okay, so again return 3 fact, here 2 is here class, 2 is equal to 0, no, so this will be executed. So here with fact 2, here we execute in case of here, in case of this we here write x, that is the 2 into fact with 1. this is O, and this is. Okay class, again return 3, 2, here. Fact is called, again this fact 2 is called fact 1, again with one value decremented. Okay, this is recursive function. So in place of this we can write here bracket 1 into fact with one value decremented, that is 0. Okay class, so this bracket is closed here, this bracket is closed here, and this bracket is closed here. So class, this fact 1 is called this fact itself again with one value decremented. This is the fact 0. So here is 0. 0 equal to 0? Yes. What will be the result? 1. So this return the 1. Class, this return the 1. So return 3, 2, 1, and in place of fact 0, result will be 1 returned. Because if here is 0, here is 0, 0 equal to 0, yes. So return 1. So here will be, in place of fact 0, result will be 1, because it is in function definition. Okay class, so fact 0 has 1. Now, so 1 into 1, 2, next time 2, return 3 into 2, 1 into 1, that is the 1, again 3 into 2 into 1, that is the 6, return 6. So factorial of 3 is 6. Factorial of 3 is 6. In this way, recursive function work. A function that can call itself again and again is called recursive function. Here fact is a recursive function. Okay class, here fact is a recursive function because it call itself again and again with one value decremented each time. Class, one more thing, here is a int. Here is int, that's why we have to use return. Here is a int, that's why we have to use return here also. So there is a mistake. Here we have to write, when you write int before the main, then you have to write return in the last of function. So return 0, and this is the closing of main bracket. This is the closing of main function, and in the last of there is a return. Class, here is also int fact. So there is a int, that's why there is a return statement in the function. Okay class? When function return anything, we have to collect it any another variable and print that variable. So here 6 will be printed. Class, when any function return value, then we have to collect it another variable in the main function. Okay, and print that value. So here fact function return the value either 1, return the value either 1 or something, and this return value is collected in another variable and we print this variable, and result is printed 6 here. Class, that's why we declare here A. So whenever you use int, then you have to write return. When you have to write return, then this function returns something, and when this function returns something, we have to collect it in the main function in some another variable and print that variable. Okay class? Now use of use of return function, return statement, use of return statement, use of return statement. Use of return statement. Class, return is a statement. Return is a statement. Okay. In program there may be number of return statement. In a program there may be number of return statements. So here you can see there are two return statements. Here there are, in this function there are one return statement. Okay class. So return is a statement. In a program there may be number of return statement. Okay. Return statement is used to return the control as well as value. So class, here you can see this return statement is used to return the value, not control. But this statement is used to return the value as well as control, because this returned in the last of the loop, in the last of the function. Okay class, sorry, both return statement here return value as well as control. When this condition is true, this return statement return value 1 as well as control. When this condition is false, this return statement returns the value as well as control to the calling function. Calling function is here main. So this fact function returns something with control. Either return 1 with control or return this with control. So return statement is used to return the control as well as value. Here you can see in any program there may be number of return statement. Here there are 3 return statement, 1, 2, 3 in this program. Okay class. When any function returns something, then we have to collect it another variable in calling function. This function returns something, return 1 or return this, and this return value is collected is another variable and print that variable. Class, if there is a fact here, suppose you write here float factorial. If there is a factorial here, class, if there in place of int, if there is a float here, then you have to declare a as a float. So here you have to write float a. In place of int a, you have to declare float a. If this fact is here float, if this factorial function is float, then you have to make it float also. Okay class. So what will be the return type of function? What will be the return type of function? Here variable will be same type of return. Okay class, when a function returns something, we collect that returned value in another variable in calling function. Here class, fact function return something, return either return 1 or return this. So this fact function return the value as well as control. Okay, so in calling function we collect that value in another variable and you can print that variable. Suppose function return type is float. In place of int, here may be double, here may be float, here may be char, here may be void. Okay class. So other than void, if there is a other than void anything, if here is a int, float, char, double, long, anything other than void, then we have to write here return statement. And when we have to write here return statement, means this fact function return something. When this fact function return something r value, then we in calling function we collect in a variable, okay, and we can print that variable. Here int, that's why we have to use return, and then here we use return, means this fact function return something and we have to collect in another variable, and you can use this variable for anything, for to print, for to calculate anything using this this variable. Okay class, here in place of int, here you can also write char, here you can also write float, here you can also write double, long. Okay, in each case, in case of int, float, double, long, char, for each case you have to write return statement. When you write return statement, it means this fact function returns something. When this fact function returns something, then we have to receive this returning things are returning value in another variable. Okay class, that's why we use here a, because this fact function returns something. So where will be the return here? Here will be receiving variable also. Class, this is the int, that's why this a is also integer type. Here is a, that is the integer type, because this a collecting the integer things, that's why a is an integer, and here fact returns the integer. If there is a float here, then this fact function return float value. In that case, we have to declare a as a float, because a is a because fact function returning the float, that's why this receiving variable will be also float type. Then we have to declare a as a float. Order of calling. Order of calling. Class, suppose there is a int a equal to 1 and printf %d a plus plus a plus plus. Class, as we know that printf is a predefined function, its meaning is defined in stdio library. Okay class, so printf is a function because there is a small bracket, because we can recognize as a function any valid name followed by parenthesis is recognized as a function. So printf is a valid name followed by parenthesis, that's why printf is a function. Any valid name followed by parenthesis or small bracket is recognized as a function. So printf is a valid name followed by small bracket, that's why printf is a function. Printf is a predefined function. Printf has argument here. Printf has argument 1 from here to here. There is one argument because comma separate the things. So from here to here there is one argument. This is the second argument. This is the third argument. This is the fourth argument. So printf is called here with 4 argument. Okay class. So printf is a function. Printf is a predefined function. Okay, printf is a function with argument. Here you can count, there are 4 arguments. Argument 1, argument 2, argument 3, argument 4. Arguments are separated by comma. Anything is counted by separation of comma. So there are 4 arguments. Class, here values, what will be the result here? Here int a equal to 1. Okay, so 1 will be supplied here or here or here. Where 1 will be supplied first? Generally for Turbo C++ compiler, value is supplied from right to left. Value is supplied from right to left. Okay, so here will be 1 class. Here is a 1, so here will be 1. Okay, here is a plus plus. Plus plus is a post. Plus plus is a post increment operator. So here is 1. But when this 1 supplied to this becomes 2. So here is 2. But there is a pre-increment. So here is a 3. And this 3 supplied to here 3. So result is a 3 3 1. Printf print left to right class. Printf print left to right. Okay, but value supplied in printf right to left. Not only printf, in any function value is supplied from right to left order. Okay, for Turbo C compiler, but this convention may be differ for some another compiler. This will be dependent upon compiler. Okay, in some compiler value supplied from left to right, but in some compiler value supplied from right to left. So standard is right to left. Generally value supplied from right to left. In case of Turbo C++, Turbo C is it right to left. Okay, so here int a equal to 1. Okay class, so first value supplied in here, then here, then here. So here is a 1. When this value supply here, so it becomes 2 first, then supply here. So here is 2, but here plus plus operator pre-increment, so value becomes 3, and this supplied here to 3. But printf print in same order, in right, left to right. So the output is the 3 3 1. Output is 3 3 1. Printf print left to right manner, but value supplied from right to left order for most of the compilers, but it may be differ for some other compiler. Okay class, so order of calling function is this. Order of calling function from right to left by supplying the value from right to left. Okay class, so this is the result.